Hello, I'm Jamie and welcome back to my channel. If you don't know, I am a film and TV and English literature student at Aberystwyth University, and today I'm going to be talking about one of my favourite theories and areas of television studies, which is genre and the development of genres. So I'm going to be talking about generic genealogy. So most of you will be familiar with what genre is. So genre is a category of television programmes that have the same or similar characteristics. Each genre contains a different set of characteristics that are different to each other genres and are easily recognisable. Genealogy is the study of a family and their history and their lineage. This can be applied to the study of genre, tracing the history of a genre and how it emerged and developed over time. Thomas Schatz, a critic, proposed 4 stages that genres go through, which are very distinct and highlight the major changes in a genre. This was heavily influenced by Henry Fauquelin, his model on how art forms evolve. So the first stage is the experimental stage. This is when the genre first starts to emerge and conventions are isolated and established. Programmes will experiment with different styles, characters and plots to find what appeals to their audience they're broadcasting to. Genres can only form when traditions and characteristics are established. The genre directly responds to the audience as television producers change aspects of their programmes in response to audience feedback, which highlights how experimental genres are constantly changing. They don't stagnate, they're constantly changing. The experimental sitcom that I'm just going to mention here is Mary, Kay and Johnny, which is known as the first American sitcom on television. The programme even precedes the phrase sitcom, as the term achieved common usage in the 1950s, and this was produced before then. This highlights how the genre is formed after programmes experiment with different styles and characteristics. Mary, Kay and Johnny revolves around the lives of a husband and wife played by a real-life married couple with the same names in a New York City apartment. Mary, Kay and Johnny used a multi-camera setup, which allowed programmes to be broadcast live, as the technology at the time didn't enable programmes to be recorded, edited and then broadcast. Experimental sitcoms were very theatrical, as early drama was broadcast live from a theatre, which influenced the performance style of it. The second stage is the classic stage. The genre has reached its perfect equilibrium. Programmes of the same genre in the stage follow very similar patterns, styles and plots. They are easily recognisable as a certain genre and are mutually understood by both the artist and audience. One Day at a Time, which aired between 1975 and 1984, is a classic sitcom, as it follows all of the rules that genre lays out, while adding their own unique additions to make it stand out from the rest. In terms of production, it again uses a multi-camera setup and is filmed entirely in front of a studio audience who laugh when something funny happens and cheer when a character does something impressive, which also cues the audience at home as when to laugh. Classic sitcoms continue to feature a very theatrical and dramatic acting style, with the actors performing towards an audience without breaking the fourth wall. The sets are often very colourful, with bright and natural lighting from the 3-point lighting setup. The third stage is the refinement stage, which occurs when producers feel like the style and characteristics are becoming too repetitive and predictable, and that the market is becoming too saturated. So, programmes from this stage began to mix genres. This is called generic hybridity. So, for example, you may have a sitcom mixed with a detective show and you get Brooklyn Nine-Nine. They also experiment with different styles and approaches in order to maintain the audience's attention. This is similar to how experimental programmes function, listening to the audience and constantly revising them. This stage features a very wide array of different sitcoms, all of which take a unique approach to the genre. For example, Scrubs moved the sitcom into a hospital, and The Office changed the humour from very happy comedy to quite dry humour. Neither of these sitcoms featured a live studio audience or a laugh track, and also moved away from the multi-camera setup to just one camera. The Office was very innovative with its production and featured a one-camera setup and followed the mockumentary style, which again was very different, hasn't been done before in the sitcom. The fourth and final stage is the Baroque stage, which is characterised by its self-reflective style. They criticise and make fun of the older stages and their practices used by them. It begins to reinvent itself as a genre, almost like it's going through the experimental stage again. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia is a great example of a Baroque sitcom. It features dark comedy, which is very different to the light humour and innuendos that typical sitcoms use. Throughout the series, the gang make fun of traditional sitcoms and themselves, another characteristic of postmodernism and the Baroque stage. In the episode, the gang tries desperately to win an award. The gang gets upset they have not won any awards for their pub, representing the fact that the show had not won any awards despite being very, very popular. The gang visits the bar that did win the Best Bar in Philadelphia award, which is drastically different to Paddy's pub. The Suds bar is covered in bright colours and neon lights, with the bartenders making one-line jokes, puns, innuendos, very similar to One Day at a Time. There is a drastic difference between Paddy's pub, where everything is bleak and they make offensive jokes, similar to what the sitcom is like. The gang immediately recognise this, with Dennis even stating, "I can't believe how bright it is in here," and Mac asking, "What's with all the loud fake colours? I mean, where's the subtlety?" This is a direct reference to traditional sitcoms. There is even a bell that encourages customers when to drink when it rings, which refers to the use of the laugh track in classic sitcoms, which tells the audience when to laugh. So as you can see from this very, very, very brief analysis, is that Always Sunny in Philadelphia is mocking the traditional sitcom, making fun of it, while also reflecting on themselves as a sitcom. So it's very self-referential. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Very short video for today, but nonetheless, hope you enjoyed. Please subscribe, like, comment, it's really appreciated. If you want to follow my Instagram, it's @JamieDoesTV, and if you want to follow my Twitter, it's JamieWilsonX1X. Okay, thank you very much. Bye.